If you're serious about changing your life, you have to accept something uncomfortable. You can't live like everyone else and expect a different outcome. You can't think the same, act the same, or follow the same routines as the majority and somehow end up with extraordinary results. It doesn't work like that. The way you move, the way you think, and the way you spend your time have to reflect where you want to go, not where everyone else is. You'll notice this quickly. While others are going out, chasing short-term udovolstvia, or trying to fit in, you'll feel pulled in a different direction. You'll start prioritizing things they don't understand: work, growth, discipline, long-term goals. And they won't always get it. They might question you. They might even judge you. That's part of the process. You have to become comfortable being different. You have to be okay with being misunderstood. There will be moments when you're alone, when it feels like you're the only one thinking this way. Instead of seeing that as a problem, you need to see it as a sign. Growth often requires isolation. Not forever, but long enough for you to build something real. If you constantly surround yourself with people who think small, act small, and expect small results, it will eventually affect you. Your environment shapes your standards, and your standards shape your life. Most people don't lack opportunity. They lack consistency. They start things, but don't finish them. They get excited for a few days, maybe a few weeks, and then they fall off. They get distracted. Social media, notifications, entertainment, it's all designed to pull your attention away from what actually matters. If you don't learn how to control your focus, you'll spend your life watching others build the life you wish you had. That's one of the biggest traps today. Consuming instead of creating. Scrolling instead of building. Watching instead of doing. It feels productive, but it's not. Real progress only comes from action. You have to put in the work, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. You're not in competition with other people. That mindset will distract you. There will always be someone ahead of you and someone behind you. The real competition is between who you were yesterday and who you are today. If you're not improving, even slightly, you're standing still. And in a world that keeps moving forward, standing still is the same as falling behind. Think about it like this. If you get just 1% better every day, those improvements stack up. At first, it won't look like much. You won't see dramatic results overnight. That's where most people quit. They expect immediate outcomes, but real growth is exponential. The small things you do consistently will eventually create massive change. Discipline is what bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Not motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. It's waking up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's saying no to distractions. It's sticking to your plan when it would be easier to quit. A lot of people say they want success, but their actions don't match their words. They want results, but they avoid the work required to get them. They want opportunities, but they don't put themselves in situations where opportunities can happen. They say they're ambitious, but they choose comfort over growth every time. Your life is the result of your actions, not your intentions. You don't get rewarded for what you plan to do. You get rewarded for what you actually do, repeatedly, over time. If you look at how wealth is created, there's a pattern. People who build real wealth usually own something: businesses, assets, or valuable skills. They don't just trade time for money. They build systems that can grow without their constant presence. On the other hand, most people rely entirely on income from a job, which limits their growth. Kohana. It's not just about how much you earn, it's about how you think about money. Instead of spending first, And investing what's left, you have to reverse that. Invest first, build something first, then live off what remains. It's a shift in mindset more than anything else. Another thing that holds people back is fear, especially the fear of being judged. A lot of people stay stuck because they're worried about what others will think if they try something new and fail. But the truth is, most of those people aren't doing anything themselves. They're watching, commenting, criticizing, but not building. You have to get comfortable being seen trying, failing, learning, and improving. You have to be willing to be bad at something before you become good at it. That's the price of growth. If you avoid that stage, you avoid success entirely. And yes, people might laugh. They might doubt you. They might not believe in what you're doing. That doesn't matter as much as you think. What matters is whether you believe in it enough to keep going. Nothing external can stop you if your internal drive is strong enough. There's also a mental shift that happens when you start taking this seriously. You stop looking for shortcuts. You stop expecting things to be easy. You start understanding that failure, rejection, and setbacks are part of the process, not signs that you should quit. Every successful person has gone through that phase. They've failed, been rejected, and doubted themselves. The difference is, they didn't stop. They kept going long enough to get better. Consistency is what separates people, not talent, not luck. The ability to show up every day and do the work, even when you don't see results yet. That's what creates success over time. A lot of people underestimate how long things take. They start something, don't see results in a few weeks or months, and give up. But real progress often takes longer than expected. The people who win are the ones who can keep going without immediate rewards. That's where patience comes in. Not passive waiting, but active patience. Continuing to work while trusting that the results will come if you stay consistent. At the same time, you need to think bigger. Most people limit themselves before they even start. They aim low because it feels safer. But in reality, aiming higher doesn't necessarily require more effort. It requires more belief. And even if you fall short of a big goal, you'll often end up further than if you aimed small from the beginning. Your mindset shapes everything. If you believe something is impossible, you won't even try. If you believe it's possible, you'll start looking for ways to make it happen. That belief influences your actions, and your actions determine your results. But belief alone isn't enough. It has to be backed by execution. You have to take action every day. You have to build habits that move you forward. You have to focus on the process, not just the outcome. Because in the end, what matters most isn't just what you achieve. It's who you become in the process. The discipline, the resilience, the focus, the self-control, those are the things that stay with you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to start and keep going. Improve a little every day. Learn from your mistakes. Adjust when needed. Stay consistent. If you live like most people, you'll get the results most people get. But if you're willing to think differently, act differently, and stay committed when others quit, you give yourself a chance to create a completely different life. And at the end of the day, it comes down to a simple question. Are you willing to do what others won't for long enough to become who others can't?